Hello and welcome back to episode 43. Today we are going to be talking about a topic that many new moms find both exciting and completely overwhelming, which is creating a baby registry. And I want to specifically talk about creating a list of must-haves without registering for crazy, unnecessary things that you aren't actually going to use, because I definitely did that with my first baby, and now being pregnant with baby number 3 and really not needing anything at all, I have a really good idea of what I used for my first 2 and anticipating what I'll need again. And I promise you, it is way less than you probably think. And if you're interested in some of my recommendations, there is no financial tie to recommending any of these products, just simply are my favorites. But you can download my free baby registry guide that includes essentials for mom and baby, favorite items for pregnancy, labor, and postpartum, and then a list of popular but often unnecessary items so you can save some money. You can find this list at bethconnors.com/checklist, and you will get the PDF with links to each product and a short description of why I think each item is helpful. So hopefully it saves you hours and hours of time and a lot of headaches and uncertainty. So let's get into all the details for moms wanting to simplify their baby registry and not have this sometimes daunting task take longer than it needs to, because I'll also talk about a few things that are even more helpful in preparing for baby that aren't these baby products. Hey there, I'm Beth Connors, a midwife and mom of 2, but also your birth bestie. In this podcast, we'll dive deep into everything you need to feel confident, prepared, and in control, from baby bump to delivery room, from practical tips to personal stories. We'll cover it all so you know exactly what to expect every step of the way. Let's get into it. So before you head on over to Babylist or Amazon or Target and just add everything that seems helpful or really cute to your list to then figure out later what you actually need, I want to talk about how a minimalistic baby registry can be a complete game changer. The first thing is that less items means less overwhelm, less expenses, less time researching products, and more time enjoying your pregnancy and preparing for baby, and really your transition to being a parent in other ways. But it's definitely easy to get caught up in those adorable baby outfits and gear and super cute nursery themes. I totally get that, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't at all. Just instead being mindful of what is really going to help you prepare for your baby, rather than just maybe that false security of a beautiful nursery being completed and checking that off your list as if that's the main thing to prepare. But then when baby comes, you aren't actually using the nursery or many of the items in it like you maybe had thought, which is something that I hear so much from new moms that they wish they would have prepared in other ways too. So simplifying things is a great way to give you more time to prepare for postpartum and for baby and for your changing relationship with your partner too. These are all huge benefits of having a minimalistic baby registry. A minimalistic approach to your registry also aligns with the idea of less is more, which as a mom of 2 young girls and another on the way, I appreciate simplicity so much. It's less to worry about, less to clean, less to organize and keep track of when you already are so busy with other responsibilities. And babies really don't need much, especially when they are newborns. So allowing yourself to focus on more high quality essential items that truly add value to your parenting journey would be a top recommendation. Okay, so now moving on to some more practical tips for creating your baby registry. One of the first steps in creating a minimalistic baby registry is to assess your lifestyle and the available space that you have. Consider the size of your home, your daily routine, and whether you have limits on what you are going to be able to store. This will help you prioritize what you truly need and avoid accumulating items that may end up unused and in basement totes or storage closets. It also helps you choose items that fit your space the best and keep your space functional without feeling like all things baby are completely taking over, which when you have kids, that does kind of happen. But limiting non-essential items, I think, is really helpful. I know for me, things like a baby walker or bouncer or a designated floor mat for baby, things like that, I chose not to get just because they aren't really used for very long. And there are other alternatives that were multifunctional or that took up less space, like a blanket for playtime and a swing that I already had, or a baby carrier if I wanted my hands to be free. So these worked great for me and also limited the amount of items that I had to purchase. The next thing I would recommend is focusing on the essentials, or the items that truly you cannot live without. Some examples of this would be a safe crib, a reliable stroller, and baby clothes. By focusing on what's necessary, you'll avoid getting caught up in the excitement of less critical items that may clutter your home and are more of an aesthetic or cute baby accessory. I definitely don't judge you if that's what you want to do and buy these different things. I know I purchased many, many unnecessary items, probably because I got caught up in the marketing of everything and either thought it was just super cute or would somehow make my life easier. Most of the things that could maybe make my life easier were also items that needed upkeep, like extra cleaning, or would clutter my home, which for me actually created more stress and didn't make my life any easier in the end. The items that come to mind are a bottle warmer or sterilizer, wipe warmer, things like that. So figuring out what is really important first and registering for those things is a great place to start. That way too, if you do have a baby shower and guests are purchasing gifts, they are able to actually give you something that is useful and helpful for you or for your baby because you already prioritized the things that you really wanted. Another tip is to look for items that serve multiple purposes. Think of things you're buying now as an investment for later on in your child's life, or even if you plan on having more children in the future. Planning for higher quality, multifunctional items can save you time, money, and space, which can be really helpful. For example, a convertible crib is a popular choice that can later become a toddler bed, or a stroller that can also function as a car seat. The stroller for me was a really big deal when I was pregnant with my first because I knew I wanted more children. So I wanted something that was durable, long lasting, and could have multiple configurations to become a double stroller or accommodate children of different ages. I think my husband and I spent like 4 hours one day at Bye Bye Baby making our registry, and a majority of that time was actually testing strollers and car seats. And I'm not sure if that makes me indecisive or just really thorough in my decisions, but we did go with the Baby Jogger City Select Luxe at the time, and it has been one of my favorite baby purchases actually. So I definitely recommend that one if you are also having a hard time comparing all of the strollers and making that decision. The last tip I have when it comes to baby items, I really think quality is key. Invest in those well-made products that will last long enough for your baby to be safe as they grow while limiting the need for constant replacements. I think this is one that is challenging, especially for those on a budget, but finding certain items that you're okay splurging on because of the value that they are bringing to your baby or to your family, I think is helpful. My own splurge items with my second baby, after learning with my first, was a quality nursery glider for sure. That is my number one with the amount of time I was feeding or rocking my baby in that nursery glider. And I just wanted to be comfortable. And the first one that I had purchased for my first baby just was not very comfortable for spending all those hours sleeping with her in the chair and feeding her and rocking her to sleep. So that was my number one splurge item the second time around. And the others were a car seat that was going to last a really long time, a stroller, a crib and mattress that could be passed down to each child, a breast pump, diaper bag, and a high chair. These are all the things that are often used at least every day. So we wanted them to withstand that constant use and truly the messes that babies, of course, make. So high quality and easy to clean is something to also consider as well. The last tip as a bonus that I do want to mention is many registry creation websites have a limited time completion discount. I know for Amazon, it's 15% off any items left unpurchased starting 60 days before your due date and ending 90 days after your due date. And this is really nice because you can add pretty much anything you want to use this completion discount on and get that discount on items that actually don't normally go on sale. I know I took advantage of this and saved up to, I think it was like $300. So something worth considering as well. Also, many websites like Babylist, Amazon, and Target have freebies that they send to you when you create a registry with them. So even if you don't use them as your primary registry list, you can still create an account to get several free samples, which is really cool. I know I got a couple baby onesies, burp cloths, I think between the websites, like 5 different kinds of baby bottles, nipple cream samples, disposable nursing pads, formula samples, things like that. There are also a lot of coupons in those free packs as well, so hopefully these are helpful for you. And one last piece that I did want to also include while talking about baby registries is that the mom and baby products are not the most important part about preparing for a new baby and for postpartum. The most important step is feeling supported during pregnancy, feeling confident and informed going into your labor and birth so that you have a good experience, and then being prepared for postpartum and knowing what to actually expect and do with this little human when they're born. I hear so often at the end of pregnancies that moms are thinking that they spent so much time preparing their nursery or making sure that their hospital bag is packed and that they have all the things ready, but they don't actually know what to do when they go into labor. And like I said, even less what to expect of a newborn when they are here. So I do have several tips about this, which I should probably just put into another episode, but they are also appropriate to fit here as well. So the first thing is consider taking a prenatal course or joining a class to become more informed about childbirth and breastfeeding and postpartum care. Knowledge and preparation can so greatly reduce anxiety and impact your experience. So I would definitely prioritize just learning more information and knowing what to expect. And if you are looking for more information and more support, I'm hosting a virtual pregnancy support group starting in just a few weeks, where we will have weekly Zoom calls with a small group of women to learn about all of these things and have time for conversations and asking questions. And then you will also have time outside of those meetings to go through my self-paced online birth course called Fearless Birth Academy. There will be additional interactions in a private community group space too, so lots of opportunity for support and information to really just be sure that all of your questions are answered. Another thing to consider is hiring a postpartum doula or arranging some kind of postpartum support services. If you're able to have someone come help you with household tasks and cleanings and baby care too, if you are up for that. Sometimes people just want help with the home stuff and they are able to take care of their baby, but just taking care of everything else around the house is so helpful for mom to bond with her baby and to recover. And if you also have friends and family there for emotional support, as you are newly navigating parenthood is just so helpful in itself. Also thinking ahead and preparing and having a stock of frozen meals or maybe arranging for a meal delivery service for the first few weeks of postpartum can definitely be a huge relief. Those nutrient-rich meals are crucial during your recovery, and just having a plan even before your baby comes on how you are going to have these meals prepared is just something else that you don't have to worry about. Lactation consultant services are something to think about if you are planning to breastfeed or to pump. Postpartum fitness or yoga classes can help with physical recovery and also provide a supportive community. And then another really important one is quality time with your partner. Really prioritize spending time together before your baby arrives, and also having time to talk about how to tackle those responsibilities with a new baby and when your normal routines are completely different than they have been before your baby comes. And the thing that I want to mention about all of these things that I just listed that are not actual baby products, but these are things that can actually be included in baby registries, and it's actually becoming a lot more common, which I am so excited about. There is a website called Be Her Village where you register for services like the ones I just mentioned, and family and friends are actually able to contribute, so you are able to have the funds needed to afford what you really want and deserve before your baby comes, or even after they come, right? If it's postpartum support or lactation support, which is something that we normally wouldn't think about when you are having a baby shower and you have something on your baby registry. But this is a really cool organization that is kind of thinking outside of the box of these baby products only as being gifts for expecting parents. So something to really check out and consider as you're planning for your own baby. So as we wrap up today's episode, I want to emphasize that creating a minimalistic baby registry is a personal choice, and there is no one-size-fits-all checklist for everyone. The most important thing is finding the balance that works for you and for your family. And if you want a bit of a head start, maybe to get some ideas, that free download that I offer to all of my clients, and many couples have found it helpful, can be found at bethconnors.com/checklist. And again, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you found this episode helpful, please follow the show, leave a review, and share it with another mom that maybe is planning for her own baby shower. I will be back here next Tuesday with more practical tips for pregnancy, birth, and preparing for your parenting journey. Bye, everyone.